Hey guys, it's Lisa Heath. I'm out here doing my next video. This is going to be my reaction video to my last video. I think it might be kind of weird to do a reaction video to your own video, but there's a lot of things that I didn't feel like I got across straight, so I'm working on that. I do have a huge list. I am trying to go through it. I'll try not to get sidetracked. So this is everything that while watching my video I thought of. First thing that isn't on this list that I want to mention is I do overshare. It is a problem. I do want to do this one without editing it like I did want to do the last one, but the last one ended up being half an hour worth of footage and I cut out a lot and I still ended up having 17 minutes even though I wanted it to be a 10-minute video. So this one I'm hoping is going to be a 10-minute video, hopefully, and I'm going to try and go through this list as much as I can. So since my last video, I'm still watching Larry. I'm still obsessed. I have bought all 4 One Direction CDs, which somehow I didn't have any. So like I said, I am new to the Directioneers and new to the Larry fandom. So it took me by storm. It just like knocked me over, pushed me through, carried me away. This Larry thing, and that was very different for me. So I am still obsessed with it. I still watch videos. I am trying to be a little bit more open about what I watch, and try and watching the actual videos. So we'll see how that goes. I'm watching the actual interview clips rather than just the romantic parts. Trying to be open. My hopes for my last vid were that it was going to be a huge phenomenon. I even mentioned that. And so that Harry and Louis would see it on Twitter and they would just come out in the open and admit it. Now I understand that, there's conspiracies and rumors about the fact that management may, not allow a relationship within the band, that they're not allowed to say anything about it. Just all these different rumors. And obviously I can't tell you what is and is not true. But I am going to tell you how I feel about it. The next thing I have on my list is Bullshit Day. Happy Bullshit Day was what I really wanted to call it, but I also wanted it to be my confirmation. There are not a lot of videos out there about Bullshit Day. And honestly, guys, I don't usually swear, but I'm not going to go Bull Blank Day just to, get my point away. Or Bull Day, because that don't make sense either. So, I'm not a big swear, but it is what it is. It's what the day's called, and it's a day that I'm going to respect and enjoy, hopefully, for the rest of the fairy fandom life. Larry fandom life. Okay, so, I also want to apologize for my long intro and my history. I wanted to try and express in a very short video a lot about what I was feeling over the past 6 days. At that point, it has now been 10 days. I am still swept away. I am still, new to the fandom and new to the Directioneers, and it's just, so I do apologize for the long introduction and the long history and the long, just a lot of non-necessities. So I now got a list of things that I talked about in my video that I do want to kind of just go over. Now, I did mention that One Direction did come to Maine, and they did back in 2012 in January, I think. I was looking at their tour dates, and it said that they came, to the waterfront in Belfast. I didn't realize Belfast had a waterfront, and I may be wrong, but it didn't give a state with the Belfast, so that might not even be in the U.S. The closer than that they've been since, like, ever, closer to Maine than that, they have been to Massachusetts and New York. Now I do understand that Maine is kind of, we're not known for our enthusiasm. I've been to a concert in the past several years. I've been to a concert in Maine and a concert in Massachusetts. The concert in Massachusetts, I went to go see One Republic, American Authors, and the Script. It was mainly the One Republic. But seeing American Authors was awesome, and seeing the Script was amazing. But definitely One Republic, great job. Love them. Love all of their songs. I've been listening to them since I was little. I've seen that, and it was like the entire crowd just loved the bands, loved them all the time. It was my first concert experience, so it was an amazing first concert experience. The second concert I went to in June, and it was actually to see Train and the Stray. Train, oh my god, I love Train. They're amazing. I love their songs. They're just a great band. They're legendary. So I did go to see them, and I did, I felt while I was there that I had to instigate a lot of the cheering that was going on. I felt like it was, not that I was like just trying to hype up the crowd, like I was really into the band, and so I'm just like hooting and hawing, but I felt like it was, had to get started, to get warmed up. Maine's not very cheery, I guess, for fans, and so I know a lot of people don't come to Maine. I am still trying to get, you know, Fluffy or Jeff Denham to come to Maine. That would be amazing. They're my two favorite comedians. And so a lot of people don't come to Maine, and I am sorry to hear that, you know, One Direction is going to take a break, because then they won't get to come to Maine. And that was the next item on my list. They're taking a break. As of right now, I think it's March 2016 that they're going to take their break. So I don't know. I wish they wouldn't. I wish they'd stay together forever. They've only been together 5 years, and I was sad to see Zayn go, and I just hope that they stay together and that it is just a break and not the end of One Direction. Deer tracks. I did, in the middle of my video as I was passing my grandparents' house down the street, or behind their house anyway, I mentioned deer tracks, and I am sorry. I'm outside with nature. We have moose down here, deer, beavers, and unfortunately fishers. So we do have a lot of wildlife down here, and so I like seeing signs of them. And I thought I'd share that with you guys, because I understand a lot of places are not like Maine, a lot of cities and stuff like that. You know, Maine is 80% trees, so having so much nature, I do love it. I have been out of state in my life. I've been to Tennessee a couple of years ago, back in 2012, and the air was actually heavy down there. I really didn't like it, and I went down to Massachusetts for the concert last June in 2014, and I loved it there though. It was great. Oh, and this year I did go to New Hampshire for a funeral for my family. So I've been out of state 3 times. And so just Maine is still my favorite place to go. I would like to travel more and go see more places, and hopefully I will. So my next thing is my ships. I really have only shipped 3 pairings, including Larry Stylinson. My very first YouTube video was a video of From Merlin. It was Gwen and obviously Arthur. It was a video I did with my sister as a contest to see who could make the best music video. She'd been making them for about a year, and she wanted me to do one too as a bonding thing. So my sister, she had me make one, and we had a contest, but the videos ended up being so different. Even though it was the same song and the same clips, we both took different views, and so it was very different. Excuse me. But it wasn't a pair that I shipped. The first pair that I shipped was Chloe and Alec from 9 Lives of Chloe King. I was really obsessed about it, and even made a video when I heard a rumor of a movie that never happened. My next pairing was Delana, because I was really into Ian Somerhalder. I think he's really hot, and he's a wonderful, wonderful guy. And, you know, just all that he does for everybody, it's just amazing. I did mention him in my last video. That was definitely during a time when I was really, like, hardcore Ian. But I've never been as obsessed with any shipping as I have of Larry Stylinson. This one took me by storm. It just carried me away. It was just, you know, an amazing feeling to be swept up into. So even though I am new to Larry Stylinson, I do feel very, very passionately about Larry Stylinson. The next thing on my list is my obsession, my dreams, and my insecurities. So on my last video, I mentioned I was a little worried about posting it, just because my video I was afraid would affect, you know, Harry and Louie if it got big enough, but it didn't, and it did affect my sister. I did mention into it that she is bi, and she has never mentioned that in any of her videos. She is happily married, but she is bi, and I was worried that me putting it out there before she did, I mean, she's not in the closet or anything, she's open about it, she's come out, but there were a couple people that I was afraid she wouldn't want to know. So I was worried how she'd feel about it, but she watched my video and she said, I mentioned my concern about that to her, and she said, I don't care about them anymore. I don't care what they think. So, it was just a couple people that we know that I knew she wasn't telling for a reason. So, she was okay with it, so it made me feel better about my insecurities. As for my dreams, last night was the first night since I became a Larry Stylinson fan and had dreams about them that I didn't have a dream about them. It was nice. I honestly, being that obsessed scares me. To the point of, you know, I can't even work without thinking about their cute moments or songs in my head from their videos that I just keep replaying in my head while I'm working. Okay? So that, and while I'm sleeping, the past couple nights it's been less and less and more like fever dreams, but last night was the first night where most of the night I didn't dream about them, so it was nice to have a break from Larry Stylinson obsessing my whole life without me helping it. In fact, I even told my sister I need help. She agreed with me because I turned her on to the Larry fandom too, and she's not near as half obsessed with them as I am. So she agreed I need help. The next thing on my thing is theories on 2014. This is something I was just thinking about. So theories for 2014, that's when they started hanging out together again and started holding hands, standing next to each other, doing their little cute things anymore. My sister mentioned that they don't do the thumbs up anymore, and you know, I think that was definitely part of their child relationship. It's not something that they do anymore. They've matured and their relationship has matured, even though the possibility has been that they've been on and off if they're together. I like to believe that they are together. Larry Stylinson forever. So that's how I feel about that. My theory is that's when they started saying, I don't care, we're gonna say something, we're gonna come out and let people know that we are a couple. Because I know their management with modest management is ending soon. So, that is definitely something. Break correction. Oh yeah, I felt that they, when I said that they were on a break in my last video, I feel like they are together right now. I feel like they did take a break, but in 2014 they started to rekindle that. So I wanted to fix that. Soulmates. I did mention soulmates. Like I said, I myself have had a soulmate, in a very different capacity. Soulmates are, watch Dawson's Creek series finale. There's a video out there with that quote to Larry Stylinson, and it's like a best friend but more is how the quote starts, and it hits home. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. I mean, even in Dawson's Creek, he doesn't end up with her. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be romantic, but I do believe that they are soulmates, and I do believe that they were meant to at least be friends, because how many times they came close to meeting each other before the X Factor. So, my grandmother, I mentioned her again, she was my soulmate. It was something that I felt needed to be pointed out to prove. I don't know why I needed to prove it. Again, I do overshare. I felt I needed to prove the soulmate thing. My grandma was a very important part of my life for 4 years, and I don't regret taking care of her until she passed away, and I don't regret any time with her at all. In fact, I miss it, and I'm going to try not to get emotional because I always do. But I miss it. I miss her talking to me and making me feel better, and you know, doing that video, every time I watch that 2-year, well, that memorial video for her, I do cry. It's rough. Maybe one of these days I'll tell you about the psychic convention I went to where I felt her presence. But being a soulmate is definitely not something you choose. It's something that is. And I believe that Harry and Louis are soulmates. As for my depression, I have been so obsessed with Larry Stylinson and projecting my love and romantic feelings onto them that I haven't actually been depressed myself, which means I'm great, I'm happy, in a great mood, I'm outside, I'm in love and life, and ever since I've just been obsessed with the Larry fandom and started telling my family that I was obsessed. The first person I told was my sister. The second person I told was my mother, because I tell my mom everything. And then my brother found out. I was afraid he'd make fun of me. He didn't. He found out after I posted my other video. But thankfully he didn't make fun of me for it, and he respects my space about it, which is new for him. But can't say anything about Larry. I don't believe they can say anything about Larry. I think I already said that I don't believe they can actually say anything about Larry. You know, just because of the fact that they are still under modest management, I don't believe they're legally allowed to say anything about it. So that's the reason why I think my video should be corrected. As for Twitter, I did mention that my crappy phone does not do Twitter. Here it is. It's the Samsung ZTE Imperial. It stinks. It was the penny phone when I needed a new phone. I miss my slider. It was a slider with a keyboard with a touch screen. I know sliders aren't cool, but I love sliders. So they don't make them anymore. Not with the new formats. So I think we're on KitKat now. I don't know. My brother knows more about it than I do. But okay, so baby theories. You know, there are people, I've been watching a lot of videos, some people think that, some people who believe the baby is real want her to have a miscarriage, Brianna to have a miscarriage, which I think is just cruel to think. I know some people think that modest management will come out and say she had a miscarriage, even though the whole thing was fake. Either way, not a situation I want. You know, if it is, I would like it to just come out as fake, or my biggest dream as a Larry Stylinson fan would be that she's the surrogate mother for Larry, and that would just be awesome. So that is pretty much all I wanted to talk to you about today. I am getting a little sunburnt. Hopefully I'll do more videos out here like this, and more coming soon. I do want to do a video within the next day or so of my top 10 or 20 favorite moments of Larry Stylinson. So I will come out with that, and I do appreciate you guys' time, and I know this was longer than 10 minutes, but I'm not going to cut anything out. I don't see a need to. So again, thank you guys for all your love and support. If I do get Twitter actually working on my phone, I got my phone to download the app, but it's setting up an account, it's still fighting with me. So if I do get a Twitter account, I'll let you guys know. Thank you to my constant 7 subscribers at this point. You know, I wish my video had gotten more views. It only got 66 at this point, and it's been 4 days, so it's been stuck at 66 for 12 hours. So I'm hoping, you know, that maybe this it'll get more and help spread the Larry fandom just a little bit more. But I do want to say thank you to my constant 7 subscribers. I think half of them are family, but thank you for all you guys' love and support, and I hope you like this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!